Welcome to a cinematic journey like no other on Channel Facts Alpha. Today, we are embarking on a spectacular journey into the whimsical world of the first Shrek movie. It's time to unveil the hidden treasures, behind-the-scenes secrets, and so much more. So hold on to your fairy tale hats, because we are about to embark on a colossal adventure. 30 astonishing facts about Shrek. Stay with us for exclusive insights into the creation of Shrek. From the intricate animation challenges to the powerhouse vocal performances that brought the characters to life. Number 1. Shrek as a character was designed to subvert the classic fairy tale trope of the handsome and noble prince. He's an ogre who loves his solitude and is initially uninterested in playing the hero. He manages to show that heroism comes in many forms, and it's our actions, not our appearances, that define us. Number 2. Princess Fiona is another character who breaks fairy tale conventions. She's initially introduced as the classic damsel in distress, but quickly reveals herself to be a strong, independent woman with a big secret. Her curse, turning into an ogre by night, serves as a commentary on societal beauty standards and the importance of being true to oneself. Number 3. Fiona's burping scene was inspired by Diaz herself after she let out a burp while recording. Number 4. Lord Farquaad, despite his small stature, has an enormous ego. He's the ruler of Duloc, a kingdom obsessed with perfection and order, reflecting Farquaad's controlling nature. His quest to marry Fiona to become a king shows his lust for power and disregard for others' feelings. Number 5. Donkey, voiced by Eddie Murphy, is the comic relief of the film, but he's more than just a source of laughs. He's also Shrek's loyal friend and plays a significant role in helping the ogre open up and show his softer side. Donkey's non-stop chatter contrasts perfectly with Shrek's gruff exterior, creating a dynamic duo that audiences love. Number 6. The dragon, initially introduced as a terrifying beast guarding Fiona, turns out to have a softer side too. She falls for Donkey and later helps the main characters in their quest. This unexpected character arc adds an additional layer of humor and complexity to the film. Number 7. The three blind mice who appear in Shrek's swamp are a humorous take on the characters from the nursery rhyme of the same name. In fact, they're the film's only nursery rhyme creatures that we see. Everyone else is from fairy tales specifically, and although we hear about the Muffin Man, he doesn't make an appearance until Shrek 2. Speaking of the Muffin Man. Number 8. The Gingerbread Man, or Jingy, has a memorable introduction in the film where he's being tortured by Farquaad. This scene, which parodies serious interrogation scenes in action films, became one of the most iconic moments in Shrek. Not the gumdrop buttons. Number 9. The film features a number of other fairy tale creatures, like the Big Bad Wolf and the Three Little Pigs. These characters, all banished to Shrek's swamp by Farquaad, represent the diverse and often misunderstood outcasts of society, aligning with the film's theme of breaking stereotypes. Number 10. Typically, an animated film will be voiced with all the actors in the same room riffing off one another. However, Myers, Murphy, and Diaz all play their roles separately. Number 11. The film is based on a 1990 picture book titled Shrek by William Stay. The book was about a hideous ogre who leaves home to see the world and ends up saving a princess. The word Shrek is actually derived from the Yiddish word Shrek, which means fear or terror. Number 12. Steven Spielberg, who was a fan of Stay's work, purchased the rights to the book in 1991, intending to make a traditionally animated film. But it wasn't until 10 years later, under the banner of DreamWorks, that Shrek finally hit the big screen as a computer-animated film. Number 13. Spielberg had also at one point planned for Shrek to be a partially live-action film. The idea was to have the ogre and donkey characters in CGI, different movie, and probably would have scared a whole lot of children. Number 14. Shrek was among the first few movies made by DreamWorks Animation, which was co-founded by Steven Spielberg, Jeffrey Katzenberg, and David Geffen. Katzenberg had previously worked at Disney and wanted to create a movie studio that could rival the House of Mouse. Number 15. To achieve a realistic look, the animators studied various real-life references. For example, they visited a horse farm to study the animal's movements for Donkey and took martial arts lessons to animate Fiona's fight scene. Number 16. Shrek was a significant milestone in achieving that goal. Shrek has the distinction of being the first film to ever win the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature in 2002. This category was introduced in the same year, and Shrek beat other contenders like Monsters Incorporated and Jimmy Neutron. Boy genius. Number 17. The film's wrestling scene, where Shrek takes on Farquaad's Knights, was actually inspired by a WWF match. The filmmakers wanted to capture the same energy and chaos that you'd see in a professional wrestling match. If Shrek were a pro wrestler, which one would he be? My money's on Stone Cold Steve Austin, but I could be convinced otherwise. Number 18. DreamWorks used a new technology called PDI, Pacific Data Images, to animate the film. This was a significant step forward for computer-generated animation, allowing the animators to create more detailed and expressive characters. Number 19. Animating Donkey was a particular challenge for the animators. They studied the movements of real donkeys extensively, but given Eddie Murphy's high-energy performance, they also had to push beyond realistic movement to match his comedic style. Number 20. Lord Farquaad was one of the first fully CGI human characters to appear in an animated film, with even Disney using primarily non-human characters in their films at the time. His design was more complex and challenging than the non-human characters due to the need for realism in his movements and expressions. Number 21. Mike Myers, known for his work on Saturday Night Live, and Austin Powers, voiced the lovable ogre Shrek. Myers brought his unique comedic timing and improvisational skills to the role, making Shrek really stand out. Not that a gigantic ogre needs help standing out. Interestingly, number 22. Myers originally recorded Shrek's dialogue in a Canadian accent, similar to his natural speaking voice. However, after hearing the playback, Myers felt that Shrek should have a Scottish accent, and he re-recorded all of his lines. This decision significantly delayed production and added an additional $4 million to the film's budget. It seems like this was the right call in the end, though. Number 23. Donkey, voiced by Eddie Murphy, is known for his unique speech pattern and choice of phrases, often using modern slang and references that aren't typical in a fairy tale setting. Who else would get up early in the morning to make waffles? Number 24. The film's unique visual style was inspired by a variety of sources. The look of the characters was influenced by the illustrations in William Steig's original book, while the design of the environments was inspired by real locations in Europe. Number 25. One of the most challenging scenes to animate was the dragon chase sequence. This scene required complex animation, as it involved multiple characters, fast-paced action, and a fully animated dragon. Number 26. The scene where Princess Fiona fights Robin Hood and his merry men was also particularly challenging due to the fast-paced action and Fiona's flowing hair and dress. Number 27. Shrek takes quite a few jabs at Disney. Of course, there's the sparkling Duloc theme park, absolutely jam-packed with souvenirs and themed merchandise for purchase, parodying Disneyland. The little Farquaads everywhere even seem to be done up in a Mickey Mouse style. Number 28. The soundtrack itself peaked at number 28 on the Billboard 200. Number 29. Eddie Murphy showcases his singing abilities in the film with a rendition of I'm a Believer. During the final scene, Murphy, who had a successful singing career in the 80s, brought his musical talent to the role of Donkey. Number 30. Shrek was a significant gamble for DreamWorks. The studio invested heavily in new technology and challenged the traditional fairy tale narrative, making it a risky endeavor. If it underperformed, it could have had dire consequences on the studio. Thank you for joining us on this extraordinary adventure through 30 facts about Shrek. If you enjoyed our journey, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical adventures on our channel.